Tony Thurmond, I appreciate you being here tremendously. But here's the problem. We're here because of people like you.
May I have, as a point of order, as the board
Point of
president...
order, this is not your meeting. You may have a seat, because if I did that to you in Sacramento, you would not accept it. Please sit.
Boy, things really got testy at that school district meeting last night. State Superintendent of Schools Tony Thurmond was told to leave that school district meeting there in Southern California after expressing his opposition to a policy that requires administrators to inform parents if their child identifies as transgender. Thurmond was then escorted out of that meeting held by the Chino Valley Unified School District last night. In the end, the Chino School Board voted to approve the policy to notify parents if their child identifies as transgender. Tony Thurmond joins us now live to talk about what happened at that meeting last night. First, let me ask, why did you feel it was important to attend last night's meeting and to comment?
Sorry about that, Heather. I was saying that I was invited by students who asked me to come because they felt threatened when they're at school board meetings. They feel like they're being intimidated, and they asked me to come. And I decided to come to support them. And obviously, I thought that the policy was very, very dangerous towards our students, and so was glad to be there.
Tell me why you believe the policy is a detriment to students.
You know, anytime you have a policy that says, as in the language of the board policy, that school staff would be forced to, tell parents about a student who chooses to identify as transgender, that could carry real consequences for a student. 40% of the students in our state who identify as LGBTQ+ have said that they have considered suicide. We know that there, unfortunately, are some children who are unable to speak openly about their sexual orientation with their families. And so we provide resources to make sure that they can safely do that, explore their sexuality and learn and be safe. And so we respect parental rights, but we don't want students to be in a situation where they might be unsafe and potentially as serious as a situation where they might consider suicide. And so we went to speak out on this policy.
Okay, let's go back to last night. Were you surprised at all by how heated things got?
Well, I've been in a lot of school board meetings. I'm a former school board member myself, and I have to tell you, I've never seen a school board president, essentially yell at a person. I gave my comment within the 1 minute that we were all granted, and I sat down in my seat. And then immediately the board members started calling me out and saying negative things about me and bringing up political situations and things that don't involve. People were being tossed out of the meeting all night, left and right. There's yelling and screaming. I just don't feel like it was the right example to set for young people. There was a lack of decorum, and I just think that we have to show civility even when we disagree on topics. And so I do want to acknowledge our students. I'm very proud of them. They carried themselves in a great way. They stayed focused even when people were being yelled at or pushed out or escorted out. And these are public spaces. I've never been in a place where I was asked to leave simply for asking for the right to speak. But the bottom line is our students carry themselves well, and we're going to work closely to support them. We think that this policy falls outside the bounds of the law as it relates to what students can expect in terms of safety and privacy. And we're going to continue to pursue options to counter this very dangerous policy.
Yeah, that's the same sentiment shared by the state attorney general, who also sent a letter expressing his concern over this policy, which again was approved last night. Tony Thurmond, appreciate you coming on the show this afternoon. Thank you again.
Thanks, Heather.